There's a lot of sun coming in, a lot of light coming in, and now, oh, go into the bag, find this, put it on. Right, now we're fine. So I think that's the challenge when you do run and gun. It means that this detachable system, it's more flexible, but it's a bit cumbersome. Quick video here on this new variable ND filter that I got, that also is a circular polarizer. I already have a really solid variable ND system, the NiSi one, which is called True Color Variable ND. This is the stackable system where it has 1 to 4 stops of light in the variable ND. There you go. So you go from 1, which is very light, to 4, relatively dark. But then if you want extra oomph in your sunglasses for your camera, you can put this adapter, still from NiSi, add it there, and now you have 5 to 9 stops. So that is the darkest, and it goes to 5. Why did I get this one, which is the Haida one? Well, a couple of things. One, I have a podcast that I run, and I have 3 cameras, and I found when I film outside, I only have 2 of these NiSi ones, so I needed an extra variable ND. I know that's an overkill. 3 camera angles, 3 variable ND filters, 3 of everything basically for me. I have 3 FX3s, and yeah, it's a bit of a pain when you film 3 angles for a podcast, but I don't use these cameras and these systems just for the podcast. I also have a production company. Anyways, so I decided rather than going and getting yet another NiSi system, they're very expensive, I would go and try something else for the 3rd angle. And the reason why I got this one was because, one, it has the circular polarizer, so it means that I can also use this for, you know, when I need to shoot through glass or get reflections off of surfaces and things like that. That's not my film production. For my film production, I actually have the Tilta Mirage system, and that has a very nice motorized variable ND. So for my film production stuff, I'm all sorted. But this comes in handy, really easy to use when I do run and gun stuff, really quick stuff, run and gun stuff, and I need to be lightweight. It feels very, very smooth. My only concern here is this polarizer just constantly moves. So for example, if I reached the end, it is very easy to start moving the circular polarizer. So I'm not sure about that, but we'll put it to a quick test. I have an adapter because this is 58 millimeters. We'll put the adapter on, and then put this on, and let's do a quick test. There is a bit of a stop, so you have to be very gentle with it when you stop, so that it doesn't go beyond and it changes the circular polarizer. And if this works out, this is very, very useful for me, because then I don't need to use, oh, and I forgot to mention, this actually has 3 to 7 stops, so it's darker, but it's usually more useful for outside than 1 to 2. I'll see if I miss 1 to 2, but this is also a bit of a cumbersome, because, you know, if I need more than 4 stops, I need to if I have this, I need to put this on, clip it in there, and then rock with that. So might be a bit more time saving not having to use the NiSi one. I know this is needle picking. This is a really great system, but hey, let's give it a try. Alright, so I'm at f1.8, 800 ISO, standard ISO base, and this is quite overexposed. Now this is at 3 stops, the variable ND, and now I'm pushing it down, pushing it down. Right, so I think I'm at 7, and this is this is +1, stops on camera it shows me, which is great. So 7 works quite nicely. So that area right there is in sun. So it seems like 7 works quite nicely. So now we're at 5. That seems a bit overexposed to me. And it says it's overexposed. But I think this is a really nice range because I'm at f1.8, right, which is really wide, so it allows a lot of light. So it means that on a sunny day like this, I can film without an issue and just crank this up to 7, and now I'm fine. The only thing that I don't like is, like, why is this? Let's see if I switch this. Can I switch this around the other way? Yeah, there you go. I don't know of the polarization just now, but I prefer the knob, this, to be up here so I can actually see the stops of light. Now let's test the polarization. Am I doing it the right way? And I can't see the screen properly. We'll see the results afterwards. Yeah, it definitely works. I can see that the reflection getting more intense. And then this is getting dark. Again, it's very hard to see because it's outside and it's very sunny. Let's look at the NiSi one as well. I just want to do the same shot from here. That's not polarizing, so I can't do the test with the glare. I'm not gonna go into a very scientific test and kind of like show you vignetting and color. We'll just do a simple test. Just putting this on, and I'll also show you how much darker this can get. Right. Oh, and by the way, I'm on 45 millimeters. Right. So this right now it's 1.8. We are at, okay, so now we're at max. So this is already going into minus 0.3 to 200. And remember, with the other one at 7 stops, we were getting what was it, 1. So now if I go the other way around at 5, now at 5 it's already overexposed, right? So that's a bit of a challenge. Out here I would already need to go and decrease the aperture. So can you imagine when I pick this out, right? So that is at 1, and if I put it, that is at 4, it's overexposed. Yeah, so that's the downside of this system is, you know, on a sunny day like this, I might have some shadow areas where I might go in and I need to be at 4, right? In this scenario, I need to be at 4 or 3 or something like that. But then hop, I put it in a different direction. The sun is casting that way. There's a lot of sun coming in, a lot of light coming in. And now, oh, go into the bag, find this, put it on. Right now we're fine. So I think that's the challenge when you do run and gun. It means that this detachable system, it's more flexible, but it's a bit cumbersome versus just going with this and doing a 3 stops to 7 stops. That seems to be the most rational thing to do, especially when you have something like 1.8 to 2.8. I think this is a better choice in general. Let's record a bit with this for a comparison. Oh, the other thing that I forgot to mention about this Haida filter, it doesn't come with any cap. So this NiSi one has this cool cap. Not only that, it also comes with this nice pouch, but it's also super expensive. This one just comes in here, and that's kind of it. Let me show you the price of it. So this is the one Haida 2-in-1 CPL VND filter, 3.7 stops. The 82 millimeters is 142 pounds. The NiSi system is called Swift, and I think I have the 77. I think I have the 80 something as well, but 77 is 289, so almost double the price. Is it almost, or is it actually double? Yeah, it's double. This is 140, and 140 pounds and 280. And it's really up to you what system you're going for. This you have agility, this you have versatility. That's how I would describe it. This is half the price of this one. In terms of the colors and all of this stuff, I was looking online at reviews and they seem to be pretty much comparable. Nowadays, VNDs are really good in terms of the glass quality and stuff. It's not anymore back in the days where you get a VND and you'd have to give away so much of your quality and colors and things like that. Right, yep, that's it for now. We'll put this to good use. See you in the next video.